Nigerians, you know when people often say that whenever they watch your films or whenever they just see the poster, they can tell how the film is going to end. This is not the case. I am so in love with this production. This is definitely going to be one of the best Nigerian films you've ever watched. Something like gold. It is so straightforward. I think it should be like 1 hour 5 minutes or so, honey. It is worth it. The performances, the scripting. Hey, I was like, wow, baby, this is amazing. And for the first time, Kunle did not die early. If you know Kunle, he's always dying. He never get a waka passing. He never died for the very first, the opening of the film. If you watch the Headsman, he don't die. He was a groom, the short, voila. But this film, at least, they give her a very and let's talk about Mercy Johnson. She is so versatile. If you want Mercy Johnson to be the side chick, she's going to give you that. You want her to be the housemaid, she will give you that. You want her to be materialistic, you want her to be the church girl, you want her to be the best child of the family. She will give you everything. Like she embodies every role. You guys have to create or build a monument for Mercy Johnson. Her performance in this film, something like gold. Oh, and then let's talk about Sandra real quick. I watched the very first time I watched her in was Kanayo's film, something about, an old man getting married to a younger girl. Oh, her performance was amazing. So when I saw her, I was like, wow. And let's talk about Shegun Arinze. Okay, you know what? In a nutshell, Something Like Gold is a well casted film. Everybody there played their role perfectly. Now let's talk about the film, right? This film is going to tell you that money is not everything. When you are rich today, it's very important that you treat people nicely because tomorrow is pregnant and you don't know what it's going to give birth to. You don't know what it's going to bring forth. Are you understanding? So be nice, be respectful, treat your friends nicely. Now this will equally teach you that not everybody who is around you actually loves you, especially family. Your family most often are there because of what they're gaining from you. Now, the day your business is going to crumble, honey, that is when you're going to see their true characters. Now, this particular theme is going to be depicted or it's going to be portrayed by the way Tamara's aunties are going to treat her. You understand? Anyways, now I know you're getting confused. Let me tell you how the film runs. Tamara Julia Miss Cord is a young lady, a spoiled brat, by the way, who is born into a very wealthy family. And then, fortunately for her, she's equally going to be getting married into another wealthy family. Now, this family, they're dealing in oil and gas, they're dealing with oil and gas, so you can imagine how much money there is, right? So, because she grew up in so much money, she did not have respect for people around her. Now, she felt entitled, she would insult people, she would talk to them whatsoever way, and then she always gets away with it because her mother made her feel like the world is at her oyster. You get to me? Like, you can do whatever you want to do. You know who your father is, you have so much money. And she would treat her friends terribly. Now, on this particular day, she was getting ready for her wedding. Her friends would come to join her. They were her bridesmaid. They want to celebrate with her. But once again, she's going to remind them how poor they are. She'll further go on to call them charity cases without knowing that, baby, bad luck was just around the corner. What am I talking about? Now, the news reports, the newspapers are going to have it that the father has been arrested for embezzlement of the company's funds, and that is where her problem begins. Now, there is nobody to comfort her because the friends who had come to support her, she chased them out. The aunties, together with the aunties, they called them broke, chased them out, right? So they left. Now, the aunties who were claiming to love her, claiming to protect her, to be nice for to be there for her, they're equally going to abandon her when they learned that their brother has been arrested for stealing, for embezzlement, or for fraud. Are you seeing? And she's left all alone. What am I going to do? But her mouth will not still keep quiet. She was still running her mouth. Now, out of frustration, she rushes to her fiance's house, and the fiance will not answer her call. She gets angry, she drops the ring, and she is stranded. Now, she is driving around the city. She doesn't even know where she's going to. Unfortunately, she's going to run out of fuel. She finds herself sleeping in the car. Early the next morning, she gets a call from the father or from one of her aunts. And then she's happy. She thinks that, okay, finally help is coming her way. Oh, no, before then, she goes to her friend's place. One of the friends she insulted. She will go to the friend's place, claiming, like she's still very entitled. Like, please open the door for me and stuff. And the friend tells her, you're not welcome here. You've never been nice to me. All the trips you took me to, you treated me like your slave, like your errand girl. I don't want to be friends with you. Now, we've seen the news, we've read the newspapers, you have nothing left. Leave my house. So she is stranded. Now, the only person that will be sent to rescue her is going to be her supposed nanny. Now, why do I say supposed? All her life, Tamara knew Auntie Mayowa rather, who is Mr. Johnson as her house help, the nanny. But there's a twist to it. That is actually her mother. Now, Maiwa was a house help in that family, and the boss at that time, who is Tamara's father, is going to take advantage of her. They had a relationship, she got pregnant, but she was never chased out. Now, she gave birth, and the wife took the child. But it was a very big secret. They asked her not to tell anybody. So Tamara never knew that she was a product of the maid. Are you understanding me? So she's going to lay that while stay with Maiwa, and now they're going to take her to this community where that is not her life. You understand? Now she's used to living in luxury, bathtubs and all, but she'll find herself going to the pit toilet. It's an amazing story. There's just a whole lot to learn from it. Now, there she's gonna find true love. She'll fall in love with a carpenter who is Kunle, or in the film is Tunde, and together they're gonna, the father is gonna be reinstated at some point, and then the father is gonna come for her. Her life will change, and then of course the boyfriend, the fiance, would abandon her. Right, will come back pretending, come back to see how he could rekindle things. But Tamara had learned a lot. She has learned a lot about love, about simplicity, and she'll be like, nah, you are not good for me. When I was in trouble, you were not there for me. I cannot marry you. You cannot even take decisions on your own. You rely on your father for everything. I don't want to marry a man like that, right? Voila. So she's gonna go back to the carpenter, and they will live happily ever after. By the way, she's gonna open a very big boutique for the mother. The mother she's a tailor, a seamstress, and then she's gonna become a fashion designer. And that is how the film is. Like I said, the film is like a 1 hour something. It's less than 2 hours. You are definitely gonna love it. Something like gold. I was It's beautifully produced. Ah, yeah, yeah. My God, this is a very nice film. I watched it, I was just blushing through it all. Like Sandra, I was very amazed. She really gave me that role, like the spoiled brat. She was screaming through it all. I love how she was just making self things. It was beautiful. So I'm going to rate this film. My personal ratings, yeah. I'm gonna give it an 8 on 10. And before we do go, I want to talk about Brother Shaggy. Brother Shaggy in the film was a comic relief. His though his scene was very brief, but it was really nice. However, I really do not care for. I'm not a fan of Brother Shaggy like that. He's always very loud, very ras. I don't know. I'm not a fan of his work. Yeah, but then I mean, his scene too was a bit funny. I'll give it to him. Anyways, guys, so that's my take on this particular film. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Listen, if you have been watching terrible Nigerian films, honey, I am telling you that after watching something like Gold, you're gonna come back and you will thank me for it. It's gonna be worth your time. There's just a lot of lessons to learn. When you are at the top, treat people nicely, because tomorrow is so pregnant and you don't know what's gonna happen. Are you understanding me? Today you can be rich, the next day you're broke. So please be nice, be humble, be gentle, be very respectful, right? Voila. Now, let me hear to the comment section. Have you watched the film yet? Are you yet to watch it? Well, if you're contemplating if you should or you shouldn't, this is me telling you, baby, that is worth it. Go take a look at Something Like Gold. I am Chama Ayomide Dani Dionga. Bye.